The Brethren of Chaos podcast.
Right, welcome to episode 4. How are we today? Are we good?
Sound after last week, to be fair. I mean,
Yeah.
recovered. I hope you guys.
Yeah, I re-listened to it today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was...
Got your grip.
It got me, yeah, got me again.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot. And now we're set for another
Big one.
journey.
Yeah. Hopefully this isn't as dark. We can have a break of the darkness.
No paedophilia
Well,
in
that's
this one.
I was saying to Charles. I was deliberately trying to look for some paedophilia just to link everything in, but there was none.
That's it.
Break the
we have
cycle.
been a bit paedophile heavy, haven't we?
I know, yeah. Touching kids, every one of them that we've mentioned.
It's not great.
Yeah. Well, this one's just killing natives, I guess.
Yeah, well,
It's
a bit of rape as well.
Yeah. Throw that in.
We've got to keep it... we can't get too nice.
Well, when I was researching Christopher Columbus, obviously I kind of knew anyway, but like all the other explorers,
Yeah.
and like every one of them's just got like a fucking crazy story. Like the best one is James Cook, and we'll do an episode on him.
Yeah.
But his is just like mental. His is the top one.
Yeah.
Like his death alone, it's just like so funny. But yeah, Christopher Columbus. Well, we all know he found America, but he didn't actually.
No?
It was the Vikings.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Rip up the script.
Yeah, it's all over. Well, what they say is the Vikings. Well, they found settlements in Canada, but they weren't even like settlements. Like they were living there. It was like they were building ships and stuff like that. On the coast.
Yeah.
And they date back to Viking times.
Oh.
Like I don't know, 800 or I don't know the
Yeah.
date.
So what year are we talking, Christopher Columbus?
1490,
Yeah.
late 1400. I didn't know it was that early as well.
No, I wouldn't have pinpointed it there.
Sailing to America.
It's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Vikings were the ones who were the first ones to get there. Nobody even mentions that, don't they?
No, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and that's like Christopher Columbus is like coined with the guy who. But I think what it was he was doing it on purpose, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Here's
went
a-
out there.
Yeah, whereas the Vikings probably just not even bothered with it.
Yeah.
They rocked up. They're gonna kill everybody and steal no matter what.
Well, did he found loads more before he got to America as well? Or was America's first one?
I think America was his first one.
The big one, and then
Yeah.
he kept going back and
Yeah.
between like.
Yeah. Well, I'll start off with in these early days. So his childhood, he was born 1450 in Genoa.
Genoa.
Yeah.
Where's Genoa?
In Italy.
Oh.
Oh, sure about that, Stephen.
Yeah.
Have you not looked into like
Well, some people say he's Spanish, don't they?
people? I was listening. Apparently, he's Portuguese.
Portuguese.
What?
Yeah. So there's a crazy. I can go into it a bit later if you wanna.
Yeah.
You take us in, Steve.
Okay. So in Genoa, and from a young age, he's been interested in sailing, and his dad was a sailor or like part of, all that maritime business shit. But one thing I found interesting was his dad was part of, this is cool, the Order of the Knights of Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So there's the other cult coming in.
Yeah, another cult.
So they were basically the Knights Templars, of the new ones.
Yeah.
And I think, the Knights Templars were disbanded, weren't they? And then, they're all killed, I think.
Yeah.
And then carried on. But his dad was
It's part
part
of
of that. But I think that's a cool name, isn't it? The Order of the Knights of Christ.
Yeah.
That's the cool name.
Yeah,
It
that's
is,
the
yeah.
one you want.
Tick on the cool name.
I couldn't not find anything about raping children though.
No.
Nah, what a
Not
shame.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we'll leave it blank just in case.
Yeah.
Anything's unearthed.
Wasn't looked down upon back in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it wasn't recorded. It was part and parcel.
Yeah. It was just the given.
Yeah.
No need to even mention it.
Yeah.
All right. So then, from a young age, he was basically sailing up and down the coast of Genoa and stuff like that. Well, if he was from Genoa, but that was like his childhood was ships going up and down, with whoever he was chilling with, and he learned map making. And I was thinking, what the fuck's that?
Map making.
making.
Like making them up.
Well,
Someone had to draw them back.
yeah. How do you imagine having that job? How do you even go? Do you have to
You're just tracking the land, aren't you? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like Hansel and Gretel. Leaving breadcrumbs.
Yeah. You must need the sense of scale to get that sense of scale and everything. It must be. I mean, obviously, it's an incredibly challenging profession, but
like, how would you? I presume if I had to do it, I'd do it in squares, like square. I don't know. Like map the square of what's going on in like a small. I don't know, not even a mile by a mile.
It's impossible because I would immediately think I'm going to walk the coast, and I'm going to draw as I'm walking.
Just drawing lines.
Yeah, that's impossible, that, isn't it?
And then what do you do then when you go inland?
No, because you just connect it, don't you?
And then you've just got a big land.
You leave a marker, and then you've got a country, an island.
Fair enough. Yeah, I suppose if you like sailing, you just need to know the coasts. Yeah, and you're all right.
Sure. So the only thing you'd be able to draw from sailing, surely, is that you'd be able to say that there's a massive land there, but you don't know, and then you know the distance kind of between other areas of land. It must be pretty vague.
Yeah, how would that work even at that age?
Oh well, I don't think he was like exploring.
Not at this point.
But it was just learning the art of making maps.
Yeah.
Like the I don't know the process.
No.
But like learning the process of making it. Okay. That's a cool skill to pick up.
It is,
yeah. So then, after that, like all his teens, he was working on ships and stuff. And there was a cool story when at 21, he got into piracy, which is fair play.
Downloading movies.
Yeah. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a film. And this one particular one that he got involved in was a funny one. He worked for this guy called the Rene of Anjou. I think that's how you pronounce it. Where he had to capture a warship in Tunisia.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh. What?
This is like pirate behaviour though, not like war style. It's like you're going around causing a bit of mischief and stuff.
At 21?
Yeah, at 21. That's some people say doubt like all his early stuff like this was true as well, because like how could he have like
to take over a warship at 21 years old.
21. But it was funny because at the time they were going to Tunisia.
Yeah.
And all these men on the ship for some reason like backed out of it, flaked. And we're not doing this. We're going back.
It's too much.
And they turn around. This is they'll be in the Mediterranean here.
Yeah.
And while they were all asleep, he woke up and fiddled at the compass and changed it the opposite direction back to Tunisia.
Oh,
and then they all wake up and they're ready to fight war. And they just got to do it then.
Cheeky, innit?
Demon behaviour there.
That's so cool.
What do you think about that though? Is that do you think that's decent general behaviour?
Well,
pirate.
Yeah, your brain's working on a different level already at that stage, isn't it?
Yeah, compared to other people.
That's what I was saying. Like if you're a leader at that stage, if you're making decisions like that, you're ready to take consequences.
Yeah, definitely. Especially against like warships and shit like that.
Yeah. Get all that bounty off that warship.
Yeah. That's what you want. I think being a pirate back then though, fucking imagine like the excitement of that.
Oh, that's ruthless.
Just drinking rum all day.
Yeah.
Going to new places and just taking whatever you want.
Yeah. That would have been the thing to do back in the day though, wouldn't it? To sail, like if you're from any of those Mediterranean countries, to sail those seas and meet the people of Northern Africa and stuff. That's what you want to be doing.
Going into like a tavern on the harbour, and there's all like different people there travelling around, drinking, stories getting shared.
That's what you want. You're not going to be
just working the land.
A cobbler.
Yeah, cobbler.
Making shoes.
I don't think there's any age limit as well for drinking at that time. So
yeah, well, there's no age limit on the open sea, is there?
Oh no,
no rules on
anything
on the
goes.
ocean.
Anything goes on the ocean. So that was one of his funny things when he was 21, and at 1476. So what was that? When he was 26. Well, they don't really know when he was born, but they say he was around 1450.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1450.
Yeah, take everything in kind of half stones in this one. Like everything's kind of a claim, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, one of his big things that like hit him hard and made him like kind of step up his game was in 1476. He was on a fleet of 5 ships en route to Lisbon. I don't know what he was doing, going to some sailing thing.
Going back to his hometown?
That's it, yeah.
Could be.
You.
Yeah. With his 5 ships, his crew.
So where is this? So he's coming back from somewhere?
I think all this time he's just like milling around the Mediterranean
Yeah.
as a pirate and a sailor.
What I was hearing was when he'd go, like when he found the Americas and all that, and all the Caribbean and stuff,
Yeah.
he was saying that he'd always come back to Portugal.
To Portugal, to his homeland. I see. Oh, well, did you see about it where he was buried?
Well, he's buried in like 5 different places.
Yeah.
That's
What?
insane.
We'll get to that.
Oh,
it's
my
funny that,
word.
like, how that's all happened.
That's cool.
But yeah, so this one particular incident, like, he was en route back to his hometown, maybe, to Lisbon, and he was attacked by the French Portuguese. It said French Portuguese, but I don't know, like, what were the Gauls, or was that,
Is that
well
what-
after?
I'm not sure.
No,
It was it even France back then? It was just all different things, wasn't it?
no idea.
But he was attacked by some French warship, and like a big battle happened. Like hundreds of people died. And well, yeah. First of all, how do you even battle back then with ships?
Yeah.
Like, how does like? Do you sail up next to another ship and just start blasting your cannons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hope that they get damaged before you
Yeah,
first.
that's the game, isn't it?
Fucking
You never watched Pirates of the Caribbean? Come on, man.
yeah. It's probably literally like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I was looking about like the warfare of them ships, and like usually, like at the front, right at the front and the back, they'd build these wooden like huts where the archers would go. Like so, there's some like archery going on,
Yeah.
fighting across. But then the other one was like you just have to board the other ship as well,
Yeah, jump over.
just with your sword and just fucking try and think of that. Like you've got nowhere to run.
Yeah, it's
Imagine
just
if-
fight to the death. isn't
Imagine
it?
if your boat like drifts just like a little bit apart, and you're just on the other
Stuck
ship.
on the other ship.
Yeah. What do you
Oh.
do? Do you have to just jump in the ocean?
Yeah,
I bet they did.
100%.
Yeah, I bet
Just footless.
that was the.
With all like your fucking heavy clothes on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like your mates like pushing you to go first? Like,
Yeah.
you go over there.
Yeah.
Go on, you go.
Push your head first over. Fucking hell.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Let the intern do it.
Yeah, send all them on first.
Yeah, send the ones who haven't been here as long as us.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like that's like an intense way of battling.
Yeah.
I suppose any type of battle is like crazy,
Intense,
but
Yeah.
that
like,
in
on a
particular.
ship.
See, I didn't realise he had this in his. I didn't realise he was doing all the piracy and the battles at sea
Bit
and
of fighting.
Yeah.
No, nothing. I knew nothing before going into this. So
Yeah.
this is all like
You're going in blind.
this is blowing my mind at this point. So
But I was thinking, like, imagine even going like on below the decks, fighting in them like small little like
oh, in like
on
the wooden rooms and stuff like that.
Oh my
You don't even know the area. You get cornered and you have to like try and run out somewhere.
oh my god,
People just flying around. It stinks of alcohol.
yeah,
Everybody's drunk singing while they're doing
isn't
it.
because those pirate ships weren't massive, were they? I know that they're probably depicted quite big in films and stuff, but
Yeah.
you're thinking you'd want a decent crew on your ship.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine all of them on one ship. It was just so
Yeah.
cramped.
Like who is operating the ship as well? Like, do they join in the battle? Do they let the
Yeah,
ship
yeah.
go?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. What's going on there?
Maybe leave the driver. Maybe that's an unwritten rule. Leave
the driver alone.
Leave the driver alone. Yeah,
Just give him a fist bump as you go past.
yeah. Okay, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's weird thinking about all that though, like just ship life.
Yeah.
Well, like they all had to drink alcohol, didn't they? Because the water would just get contaminated, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Just sitting there. Whereas like alcohol,
that's
doesn't-
why they drank the alcohol. I didn't know.
Yeah, you can take it for like ages, can't you? It's not going to like spoil, isn't it? Alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't want to necessarily be drunks.
Yeah.
They just had to.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was
they
no
just-
other option.
They had to become drunks.
Yeah.
That's the life.
And then obviously like scurvy was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Scurvy.
Yeah, you're fighting with scurvy as well.
It's such a horrible word, that, by the way. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
So what's scurvy is
Vitamin C
vitamin
deficiency.
C, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like an interesting one was scurvy. Is like your scars, they can open back up
Oh,
when you
wow.
get scurvy. Because like the is it like your collagen or something? Something in the scar tissue
Yeah.
is like getting held together with like the vitamin C or like the benefits of vitamin C.
oh, that's disgusting.
And then
Whoa.
you lose all that. Like your scars can just open back up.
Oh, yeah, I just start bleeding to death.
Yeah, imagine that.
Just one night.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what's this?
Oh, my scars opening up.
That's horrible.
Yeah, like I think like with food as well. Like so, any fresh food you couldn't take, couldn't you? Or well, you could, but you'll have to just.
They're just preserving everything, aren't they? Probably
Yeah.
salt and pickling everything. I bet that was the first time they were pickling stuff.
Load of pickles. Take a load of nuts. You could have a load of nuts, couldn't you?
Where are they getting the nuts from?
Africa.
Morocco, Tunisia.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, raiding the warship, getting a load of
all the
nuts.
Yeah. There's no driving services back then, though, huh? You can't just drive into a Mackey's on the ship.
Yeah, can I have this?
That'd be a cool idea, though. Like, if anyone's out there, try and do that.
Yeah.
Drive in for a Mackey's on a ship.
Big KFC on the harbour.
Yeah, on the Atlantic.
After battle KFC.
Yeah. All blind drunk.
Yeah.
Getting a big kebab. That's sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental.
So in this specific battle, he like his ship and everything, and his 5-ship fleet was all fucked up, and he managed to grab onto a piece of wood and float to the shore. I think Lagos. No,
Lagos is Nigeria.
yeah.
Mm.
I think is there another Lagos in Portugal?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was 6 miles away, so he floated on this piece of wood and got to Lagos in Portugal.
Yeah.
And that was like a big moment where he was like, you know, he's experiencing war.
Mm.
It's going to make you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Make or break you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Turn you into, well, to be honest, he was just absolutely crazy anyway.
Yeah.
Just, he was addicted to gold. That was like his whole thing. The whole of this story is like he's just addicted.
And money.
Yeah.
Chasing the gold.
Just chasing gold. Yeah, you're probably waking up in the middle of the night just dreaming of gold.
That's great though. If you've got one thing that you want in your life and you can access it because you're a pirate.
Yeah. Of all the professions to have as well.
With the gold addiction.
Yeah. Piracy.
Great.
So he had he was involved in a fair bit of stuff. Oh, another thing I wrote down was he had a son named Diego, which I think is
Diego.
probably the coolest name.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is that a Portuguese or Brazilian name or?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely a...
Portuguese, Brazilian.
Well, it's definitely a Mediterranean name, isn't it?
Diego.
Yeah.
Diego.
Spanish, all that, because they were the ties he had, weren't they? Those countries.
Okay.
I think that's the coolest name ever, Diego.
That is a good
purely
name.
just from Diego.
But he changed
Maradona.
his name, didn't he? So he wasn't born Christopher Columbus. They don't know where he was.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I think he changed him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Because I saw something. It was when he's on his deathbed and his sons are there,
Yeah.
and they're begging him to tell them what their name really is,
Oh.
and he never told them.
What? Wait, right as he's dying, like they're just gathering around, going, "Tell us your name, tell us your
Yeah,
name."
because it is a bit of a generic name, Christopher Columbus, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
very generic.
That's not Italian, Spanish, or Portuguese, really.
No.
I think it was Colombo.
Colombo.
Yeah,
I get it.
Colombo
Yeah.
was in Italy, but obviously he probably changed it to Columbus. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Wait, did you find any? Like, did anybody say any names? Like,
Yeah,
could have been?
yeah. There were names. I can't remember what they were, but
Yeah, just like some
As he-
Rodrigo.
as he's
something
going
like that.
around, in his early days.
In his early days,
Yeah.
finding himself.
Yeah,
So after like all this shit, he's decided he has that incident where he ends up in Portugal, and he ends up staying there for ages. And while he's there, he gets like the idea that there's like a way to travel across from the west and get to Asia than going through like the Silk Road or through round Africa.
Mm.
So that, and basically, like, I think he got addicted to that idea.
yeah. I read about that.
And he was doing selective research as well. Like
Yeah.
any other research that didn't support that theory, he'd just like fuck it off.
Yeah,
And he would only try and look for like
he was obsessed with it, wasn't he?
yeah. But I suppose it does make sense, doesn't it, in a way? Like back then, if you didn't, like, obviously you don't know that America's there.
Yeah,
Like, I can understand how you can get to that theory.
like there must be a
Like, what, he's over on that side. And like, at the time they knew the earth was round, didn't they?
yeah.
So it's like, it's got to come back somewhere, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be there somewhere.
So they were trying to get to India, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's because they already knew how to get to India. They were already probably trading all sorts
Yeah.
of India.
And they were finding another way.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the problems was the Silk Road was cut off for Christians because I think it was the Ottoman Empire. You know, like the Muslim rule and all that. They didn't allow Christians to go through. So that made like a problem
Yeah.
in the West. You know, like, I don't know, the trade of all sorts
Yeah.
became a problem. And then another reason was he was big religious, and he had like an idea where he wanted to take back the Holy Land. So that ties back into his father, you know, like into the Knights Templar shit and all that.
Ah.
And I think he thought as well, if he found a way to get round to the other side of the world, in like from there, like the west side,
Yeah.
it gives them like a strategic upper hand type thing as well.
That makes sense.
So I think there's a few things.
Constantly thinking.
Yeah, he's finding all sorts of excuses, isn't he?
Was anybody else at the time like that too, or was he one of the only?
Yeah, there was. I don't think I took his name down, but there was a guy that he took most of the stuff from. But I think a lot of other people, like, because I'll go into it later, but he tries to get back in, and like a lot of people didn't like believe it. But another person he took loads of knowledge from was Marco Polo. I don't know if he believed it, but I think he thought there was like another, like go around.
Yeah, there's another something.
Yeah, there's another way of getting across. But I don't know. His life's fucking crazy, anyway, isn't Marco Polo?
That's another one, that isn't it?
Yeah,
Marco Polo.
That's a deep one to go
Add
into.
that to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that when he was thinking about like that new way to Asia, that he went to the Queen of Spain, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, initially he went to the Queen of Portugal.
Yeah.
To get back in, and like they took it to a committee or whatever, and they said like, oh, it's just bullshit. That doesn't work. And even if it did, it's like too much. You're going to be away for too long. We're going to have to give you too much shit. And like one of his things as well was he wanted to have 1/10 of all the income found, which like probably doesn't sound that much, to be honest, 1/10, doesn't it? But like when you're bringing in, the plan was to bring in loads of gold and slaves and everything.
Course.
And like they didn't want that. They didn't want him to like have anything to do with it really. And I think he was like his type of personality as well. He was quite full on and like prone to bragging and all that shit. And they were thinking like he's just too much here.
So he was a pushy person.
I think so, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But Portugal didn't want him, so he went to Spain, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella.
Yeah.
And like they took it on.
They funded it, didn't they?
Yeah.
How come they did compared to the other?
I'm not sure. I think.
Well, I was reading like Queen Isabella, she was like, or Isabella, or whatever.
Yeah.
She was massive for like Spain at that point in time, wasn't she? For like revolutionising.
Yeah.
Everything at that stage. So I think they were just trying. I don't know. Maybe they were just taking anything.
Yeah, take what you can. Take it. He might just become fruitful.
Yeah. This is a madman here, but he could bring if he brings all his fortune back to Spain. It's,
just fucking
Innovators, betters.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had to wait when he went to Spain, and do his proposal. He had to wait 5 years for the government to like agree on that. I was like, 5 years.
So what did he do in that time?
I think he just milled around doing random shit.
Yeah.
But I can't even like wait a week to do
5
something.
years.
He's waited 5 years for his plan.
Yeah, no, he's patient then.
Yeah,
He must have known. He must have. Yeah.
He
been
just
really confident. In
he just knows. Doesn't matter anytime it's happening.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Why did it take that long then for them to decide that 5 years?
I think it was some type of some political thing going on with other battles, like other countries and shit.
Yeah.
And I think they were waiting until it was all settled.
Okay, before making a decision on, mate, you, this crazy guy can go and do what he wants.
We'll give him his green pass.
I bet getting all the resources and like maybe they have to build a new ship, anything.
Take a bit of time.
Take your time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in those days.
Yeah, I guess so. Nothing's going to be just right there, isn't it, on hand?
No. 5 years is a long time, though.
Yeah, 5 years, though.
Yeah, I couldn't wait a week for anything, so never mind, like...
I can't wait a week to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it tomorrow. 5 years. So, we got his pass to go, and he did his first voyage with 3 ships, and his ship was the Santa Maria, which feels like a famous name, isn't it? I've heard that before.
Yeah, I was speaking to my dad about that and about Columbus. I said, we're doing the pod on Christopher Columbus, and he was like, oh, the Santa Maria was like one of the first things you were talking about.
So he knew it. Yeah, I knew the name as well. It's like famous ship. I think it's still like you can still go and visit it now. Must have been involved in all sorts, that, mustn't it? Like after, if it's still around now, it must have still been in use, mustn't it? After all these voyages with other people.
What's the lifetime of a lifespan of a ship?
Of a ship,
Of a ship like that.
Yeah. They probably made it to last though, didn't they?
Some mileage on it.
Yeah. Go in the seas, just like taking a pummeling.
What's the market value on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's depreciated in value much.
Yeah, get it and flip it. Mod it up a bit. Get a suspension lift kit on it.
Pimp my ride. I got new rims on this. On my ship. We hooked it up with a big speaker system, 5-point run surround sound.
Fucking blasting on the seas. Yeah, I presume it'd be worth a fair bit. I don't know where it is though, but that'd be cool to go and see.
Yeah, it would.
Go and see that his place where he resided when he was fucking finding the new land. Well, so he did his first voyage out of the 4 that he did, and one of the things I was thinking was like, how do you even do that voyage? You're like, so you get your ship, you know you're going west, aren't you?
Yeah.
But then how do you like even navigate?
Yeah, do you have to convince people to join you on this voyage?
Yeah.
Then does that take 5 years also?
Yeah. Well, I think he got his a lot of the sailors were all like convicts and they weren't like respected people.
It's like an Avengers. It's like a Suicide Squad
yeah.
film. Get a bunch of ragtag criminals to join me on this voyage.
Yeah.
What a movie idea.
Yeah, it's only going to end bad, isn't it? That
Yeah.
all cooked up in sea for weeks on end, like all convicts.
Mate, that I want to know what happened on that ship. That sounds amazing.
What was going down there?
Yeah.
Well, I was looking into like the navigation. So back then there was star navigation, navigating by star, which is like I can't comprehend that. And I was going to like look into that, and I was like, "There's no way I can talk on that, really, isn't there?"
Go look North Star.
Yeah, that's the only one, really.
That's all
isn't
you
it?
know.
Yeah, you need to find the North Star, the Big Dipper, isn't it?
No, mate, no idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely no
Big
idea.
Dipper, they're like Milky Ways, aren't they? They're like constellations
Yeah, I think the Big Dipper is the one that's like the closest to it.
to the North Star.
Yeah, that goes round anti-clockwise,
Does
I think, throughout the times of the year.
You've lost me there.
Yeah, that's as much as I know.
Yes.
But like, imagine how does it work though? Like, you find the North Star,
Yeah, and then you know that way's south, that way's
you
west.
just,
not-
you
That
just go
way's north.
towards it.
but then even you could still miss stuff, couldn't you? Going
Yeah.
like west.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, you can't just like go in a western.
Yeah, it's not
west.
like it's
It's just west.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, obviously this bit is like he's like heading west. It could have gone anywhere and he would have hit land. But say if you were just navigating in general across the sea by the stars and you've got like a place to go, like you've got to know where them stars are at every point in the year,
yeah.
haven't you?
Well, you don't know what whereabout you are on the
I've got some details on
the
that.
y-axis.
Yeah, the y-axis. So there's the latitude. That's the is that the y-axis? Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. The latitude is fairly easy to. Well, it says it's fairly easy. Even when I was looking, I was like, "What?" Basically, you need to have a compass. You need to know where you are in the year. You know, like what season, and you need basically. These have been around for like thousands of years, but there's tables, like sheets of paper and like documents explaining how high the sun is
Okay.
in different parts of the world at noon.
God.
Oh my god.
I'm lost at this point. I'll be winging it. I'm like, fuck this. I'll be
just
reading.
Keep going.
Yeah, just keep going that way.
That's
Yeah.
it. If we miss something, we're just going to end up back at home.
Yeah, we're just gonna go right round.
Yeah.
Well, I think the theory behind that is like, if you're, so you got the latitude. If you're closest to the equator,
Yeah.
it's going to be higher, isn't it?
The sun at a certain
At
time.
at noon
Yeah.
throughout the year, compared to if you're like high up and like Scotland or something. If you're in the winter at noon, the sun's going to be really low on the horizon, isn't it? It's never going to be
yeah.
high up. So that's like one way you find your latitude
Okay, yeah.
of where
Yeah.
you are
I
in
get what
the
you're saying.
on the world, and then to find your longitude is I tried to like look into it. Is like you measure the movements of the sun, like throughout the day it's moving. It doesn't just stay, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It moves across the sky. There's some way of measuring that to find out where you are. That's all I got. So that went, I don't know. But then the other, the sextant.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you? That like weird.
what?
The sextant. It was like what is it? It's like a protractor, isn't it? It
Yeah.
looks like a weird
Has
protractor.
they got like a telescope on it as well? We
Yeah.
can look at
Some type of thing. And basically that's like,
an eyepiece.
yeah, you measure like, you line it up with the horizon.
Mm.
And then you measure where the sun is. You line up with the sun or something, and it measures like the angle,
Yeah.
and that also fancy position. So there's them three ways if you.
They look unbelievable, the sextants, by the way. Do you know, like, people who have, like, really nice globes in their houses?
Oh, I get
If they
what
have a
you're saying.
sextant on
Yeah.
display.
Yeah.
Do you think they know how to use it? Anybody?
No.
It's just there.
I think Dom Day's got one in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be a sailor.
I don't
Maybe an explorer. Yeah, that's like some deep knowledge there, though, to know all that, like just to know where you are in the world.
I think there'd be a very small amount of people that would still know how to maybe do all those things. I mean, it's not needed, is it now?
No, GPS is just...
Yeah, there's no need for it, isn't there?
No, but like back in the day, getting to know all of that. How old is he at this point then?
So,
Yeah, what year are we on? He's on his maiden voyage, and he's just decided, I'm going west.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be something over there.
Yeah. So they're going west from Portugal, Spain.
From Spain.
And they hit like the Canary Islands and all them small islands.
Yeah.
So they're basically just heading west in a straight line, aren't they?
Yeah.
Vertically. And I think that is 1492, his first voyage. So when did we say he was born?
So it was like 40
something.
Yeah.
Early 40s.
Yeah, was it?
If he was born in...
Yeah, it was like 1450. You said
yeah, if that was true then.
Give or take.
Yeah, so it's nearly on the cusp of the 1500s, his first voyage. So basically, he got... it took ages, and he got to... I think he got to an island just before Cuba. And this was a funny story. It was on the October the 12th at 2 a.m. There was like first sighting of land by this guy called Rodrigo. I think it was Rodrigo. Rodrigo, yeah.
Wow.
And basically, what was stated in like the thing was the first person to see land. I think he made it. The first person to see land receives a pension for the rest of their life, like a dead good one.
What?
And this Rodrigo claimed it, and everybody's like clapping and yes and everything. And he comes up and says, "Oh no, I seen that a few hours before." And he claimed the pension from his own reward.
He has some balls on him to do that, doesn't he?
No. I didn't want to embarrass his but I saw that.
I saw that. Yeah. And why did they all believe him? Why did they go, no, fair enough, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Why did not Rodrigo stick up and go, no, I fucking saw it first,
mate. Make him take the plunge.
Yeah.
You're gone. That's like.
Plank.
Do you think is that psychological as well? Is he just asserting his dominance over everybody, or is he just crazy?
I think it's a combination of the two. It's like, okay, he's obviously a smart leader guy, but he's obviously pushy and boisterous. So he's like, okay,
he's a narcissist.
He's like, that's mine.
Yeah.
Because who else, realistically, at that time, if you're not a narcissist, would go, bro, there's another land over there. I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to go and find it.
Yeah.
You have to be full of yourself to engage in that kind of voyage, don't you?
Definitely. You've got to be like on the edge, operating on the edge already, haven't you, to undertake some expeditions like that.
Yeah, well, we know he's already operating on a higher level with the map making at like 15 and
yeah,
piracy.
Yeah, and he's
piracy.
42 now, so he must be like smashing it in everything.
Yeah, he's got the experience.
Yeah,
he's gone to Spain and he's convinced the Queen and King of Spain that.
Yeah,
there's something out there, and you're going to fund my voyage.
Yeah, he's got some clout with him.
Yeah. And he probably didn't. The funny thing is, he probably didn't even need this pension.
No.
I know. Yeah.
Rodrigo's probably this poor criminal that's come along with him.
Yeah.
And he's come in at the end and gone, "I'm taking it." And he's leaving Rodrigo in America somewhere.
That's it. Rodrigo sees it. His heart starts pounding.
Yeah.
You know, I can finally start a life for myself.
It's like someone taking your lottery ticket, isn't
That's it, yeah. That's a big power flex, that.
It's like the shopkeeper taking your lottery ticket.
Yeah.
So you go into the shop with a winning lottery ticket,
Yeah.
or like a scratch card or something. You go, can you check that? See if I've won? And he goes, oh yeah, you have one, and he just puts it in his pocket.
He's like, mine now.
That's mine.
I bought it in. And he's like, you didn't bring anything, kid.
Yeah,
Get out of my store.
Get out my store. Yeah, I'm not serving you anymore. Fuck off.
Crazy man.
Yeah, so that was one thing that happened just before they landed. Another thing that I saw was while he was like milling around this first island and the next islands to come, he saw manatees. You know, like manatees, like, and he thought they were mermaids. And he was like, he was convinced like throughout his life that mermaids were real, and he's seen them. And people say it was manatees.
Oh, okay.
The cow of the sea.
The cow of the sea.
To be fair though, if you're in that state and you've never seen one before and you see it and like,
what the fuck's
it's
that?
unknown to you, so you probably would believe.
Yeah, and you've had however many months at sea.
Yeah, drinking
rum You fucked
Yeah,
up,
you
ain't
believe anything you see, wouldn't you?
We're going mental, mate.
Yeah, these are just desperate to take anything,
Yeah.
aren't you? Yeah, so there was that, and then so they got to Cuba first, the island of Cuba. They got to a small island, and then they got to Cuba. And at the time, like, all the natives were friendly.
Yeah.
And, like, while they got off, you noticed the natives were all wearing jewellery, gold jewellery. And he was like, oh my God, that's mine. This is it now. Here we go.
Eyes lit up.
Yeah. And basically that was like his downfall, his demise for the rest of his life.
Gold.
Yeah.
Did you know Thingy from Austin Powers? Gold member.
Yeah.
I just want gold.
Yeah, he's literally like that.
Yeah, he's gold member.
In Cuba.
He discovered Cuba, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he named it Cuba. After
Did he name it?
the town in Portugal, Cuba.
What?
And they say that's his birthplace.
This
No
Portugal
way.
thing is becoming more and more like
So
real.
I'm going to keep dropping these little bombs
Yeah,
in
keep
as
that
the
up.
story continues.
Yeah, it does make sense though, doesn't it? In a way, like a random town in Portugal is Cuba.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's like, but what I was listening to, there's pretty much, it's just a tiny little town.
Yeah.
Potential birthplace.
I see.
Why
I
else
see.
would he call it Cuba?
Yeah,
That
why?
makes sense, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Well, so he was I think he was at Cuba at the time, and he one of the things he did was he got the prisoners. Well, he got more prisoners, the natives, on his ship. So he lured them on, like with I don't know, because they obviously can't speak. He's like luring them on. They're
Come on,
into-
kids.
Yeah,
Give me your gold.
Get on. And he captured them all, and like demanded where the gold is.
Oh my God.
And like and they were like kept as like prisoners, saying, and he was like, where's this gold? And they can't speak the same
They don't know what
language.
he's saying, yeah.
There's no way of like communicating properly, effectively to find this gold.
Oh mate, I can just imagine him proper like speaking it out
Yeah.
like gold.
Yeah.
No, and they're just like
He's like
shaking their
touching
head,
the jewellery.
Yeah.
Where is it?
These are just like scared shitless.
This
It's
is
crazy, man.
mental.
Well, with no success, he sailed on to like the other islands. So I think that was before Cuba. He sailed on. He was going from Cuba round there, and he went to Hispaniola, and that was the island where it's like Dominican Republic and Haiti are on now. And he called it I think he called it Hispaniola.
Yeah.
And he settled there, and he put. Oh yeah, when he got there, one of the chiefs when he arrived, one of the chiefs came up with a gold mask and gave it to him as a present.
Oh.
So that's just fueling it even more, isn't it? This
Yeah.
like gold
Ego.
fascination. Wait, what the
He's
fuck?
living his dream.
Yeah,
He is.
give me this gold. So he gets to Hispaniola after milling around the islands, and he builds this fort there on the north called Navidad, which is
Feliz Navidad.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd call your fort Christmas.
For Christmas.
Maybe so is his name Christopher? They link, don't they?
Yeah.
Both named after Christ.
Yeah. And he was an obsessive religion head.
He wasn't just a fan of Christmas.
We're putting it all together here.
Yeah, put everything together.
We're making links that no one's ever made.
So he built this fort at Hispaniola, and that was like his main setup. And he put 39 men there from his crew to stay there, and he took loads of prisoners and went back to Spain to say like, there's gold here and there's loads of prisoners. You know, we're going to win here.
Yeah, yeah.
And while he was there, yeah. So while he went back, the prisoners, like loads of the prisoners on the ship, died anyway.
But he's just left them for too long.
Yeah, I think one of them was they died from like weather exposure as well. So he probably just left them on the top.
Yeah,
just
baking in the sun.
imagine that.
Wiped out.
And then you turn up to Spain, and there's like loads of these like natives,
Corpses.
Body is
just all dead.
with gold on them.
Yeah, all cold.
That's awful.
But I think he managed to convince. When he got back, he managed to convince the Spanish Ferdinand and Thingio to basically fund another second trip to go back.
Oh my God, these people have just limitless money, don't they?
They do, the Spanish.
They love this
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus guy.
Oh, a funny thing actually, if you're listening, you should Google. Actually, you should Google now if you can. There's a painting of this Ferdinand, this King Ferdinand II, I think he is, and it's the funniest face ever. Like, it's so I don't know why you'd paint him with this face. Yeah, you Googling it, Cal?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was like laughing so much. It's just like, I don't know. It's just bizarre why
it?
you paint him like that. But basically, so he went back on a second voyage, and this time he went back with 17 ships. So he's loaded up with like the gear.
So on his first ship, that was just one going over there.
I think it was 3.
Three.
I think. Yeah.
And then he's gone back and he's gone heavy people there, and they've gone right then 17 ships.
Get the gold.
Wow.
And I think like,
Sure. Is it this one, Steve? Like that guy?
yeah, look at his face.
Oh
on
my word.
that. If you're gonna like paint a king, you're not gonna paint him like that. That's just not doing any justice.
Double chin,
Double
everybody.
chin, though.
5 o'clock
Poor
shadow.
fella.
That's poor.
So yeah, so we went back on this second voyage with 17 ships and 1,200 men. So he was ready for like a big pillaging of the area.
Yeah.
And like this time, the objective wasn't even about like finding new land. It was purely just to get slaves and gold.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, sure.
He's
Bring back the
evil.
riches.
Yeah, he's game for that. So basically, he did the journey again and just went from island to island, taking slaves and gold. And like there was loads of like executions, just what you can imagine, from going from island to island, like fighting the natives with all these like crazy sailors.
I bet you lose some of like I bet the first one he went to, and he's probably a bit like, oh, I don't really want to murder.
A bit wary.
By like the 16th island or something, he's just walking straight on, cutting heads off.
Yeah,
he's like do 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 do.
Yeah,
Kill.
Calm as anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was chaos. Chaos was going on, and the men he left at Navidad, them 39 men, they were all executed by the natives there.
Were they his original men?
Yeah, from his first ship.
The original Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
got killed.
they were all killed because they just caused too much chaos on that Hispaniola.
like abusing and raping and everything.
Yeah, they just like
went
totally crazy.
Well, they are the original like criminals, aren't they?
Yeah, the original G's.
So, they're the G's. Those guys. Yeah,
in their own, they've got their own fort on this island. They're basically like, you think you would, wouldn't you, in a way? I feel like I'd go crazy there, definitely.
Yeah.
You're left there. You
lose your head.
You're not getting any supplies or anything. You're just left to your own devices.
These primitive people who don't speak a real language.
Easy to like control them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they fought back.
Yeah, they fought back and executed them all.
That's a film alone. Like, that's a big story alone.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine all the talks between the natives? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna sort this out? Sort this out, and like one big final push, and they do it. It's like a film.
Yeah,
it is, yeah.
So that happened while he was like doing all this shit, Christopher Columbus, and he managed to get 1,500 slaves all together, and out of them 500 were the best, like were chosen. So it was like he was obviously looking at the traits, wasn't he, of like, I don't know, the strongest, or and you're like, what traits would you look for in a slave?
Well, they used to do it in like the Nazi camps,
where
they would come in, and then obviously they would push the women and the kids to the side, and then they would pick the men, and there were certain facial features that they would pick for it, but I don't know if it'd be like probably be body shape.
You're going tallest, aren't you?
Yeah. Strongest.
Yeah.
Strongest, stockiest, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, the healthiest looking.
Yeah.
But I bet many of them weren't unhealthy looking. I bet it was.
Yeah, you're living off the land.
I don't think there were many that got away with it, to be honest.
Yeah. So, at this time, he never like found the gold. He was going from island to island, and he could only find this like small bits of gold that the natives had. He could never find this like this dream that he had of like fucking pyramids of gold and like caves just full of, because gold's not like that, isn't it? Gold's like, you find it in like nuggets and shit, don't you? In rock.
It's not like the one that you see in cartoons where they dive into a pile of gold.
It's just all there.
No.
So he's never going to come across this like dream of.
It's insane that they've got so much gold anyway, all these villages, isn't it? And they're all wearing like jewellery and stuff. That's insane.
Where would they even get that? Yeah.
I think they probably just find like the nuggets of it, don't they?
Yeah.
Just over time.
Shiny and
just Well, they didn't value it, didn't they?
No.
That was like one of the things. They didn't value gold, whereas in the West,
in
Europe, like gold was valuable, whereas that was just like a shiny jewelry, just like an object that they just get.
Which is sad, because when you think about it, like you're raping, pillaging people for something that has not much meaning to us.
Yeah.
And they're like,
don't
why are you
care
killing
about
us
it.
for this little thing on our neck?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, that, isn't it? You put it like that, like that. What were they must have been thinking? First of all, like, it'd be hard for them to comprehend who these were anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You know, in the ships and all, like the technology, because these were just primitive. You know, like they didn't have anything.
It's like what
these
aliens would do when they come down into it.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, literally like that, isn't it? And they're like fascinated over this like gold thing, like you said, that we don't even care about. So he never found the gold, this like gold that he was looking for. He was only finding like little bits of it. And in Haiti, when he was there, he set up like this thing where anybody older than 14 had to collect gold every 3 months, like come in with like a set amount of gold, and they get this copper like necklace. So you see, like copper, that's like is replacing like the gold jewelry with like a copper thing.
Oh,
And anybody who didn't have that copper necklace had the hand cut off.
Oh my word.
what the fuck?
So he's implementing like some fucking dictator style stuff here, isn't he now? It's like these now have just got to, I don't know, try and find the gold and they lose their arm.
Can you imagine like the absolute like carnage it would be in the town as well? Like like maybe there's one kid that has all the gold, and you go, listen mate, I just need this one piece nugget, otherwise he's gonna cut off my hands.
Yeah, come on, give
and
me
he's like, nah, well, how about you give me this? And he's like, nah, and he's like, I haven't got that. And
Yeah.
it like gets, oh mate, I can just imagine it being mental.
And they don't understand that. They've got no comprehension of like why does this copper necklace mean I don't lose my hand?
Yeah. How do you even convey that to them, really? You know, like,
in that sense, it creates like a domino effect, because he's going, listen, this gold means a lot to me. They don't know, but they obviously know now because they're cutting off hands for it.
Yeah.
So then there's going to be someone in the town that has all the gold, and then it's going to filter down.
Yeah.
So
He's going to know that it's worth something.
Yeah, he's fucking up everything. Isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, there's one. This guy was probably innocent with his load of gold just in his hut,
In his
like
house, yeah.
nothing to worry about. And now he's got this like sought after thing that he realizes.
Yeah, Jess from next door's killing me because her son's going to get her hand cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We was all fine before this.
So basically, and because there was only such a small amount of gold in like I was saying, like the nuggets. So there was loads of people just getting their arms cut off. It was like, because these Spanish people and stuff, they like just wanted loads of gold. They just thought there was gold everywhere, and you're not giving us, like, give us. So I think the number was 125,000 died in 2 years of natives due to like all sorts, you know, all this carnage that were going on.
Just all over like the Americas.
Yeah.
Do we have like a funny death?
Yeah.
Oh, I presume there's probably loads, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Like just something happened, like they fell.
Yeah, what would be like the funniest death possible that you could have in this situation?
Oh, just falling, trying to find the gold or something, falling into a pit. And, like,
Yeah.
there's gold down there,
Yeah.
like the Goonies.
Yeah. Well, he was like, he's gone crazy fully now, and he's like assumed control of all these islands. He named himself governor of Hispaniola.
So is he called all the islands of the Caribbean Hispaniola, or is he naming them individually?
I think his name Hispaniola was the island where it's
Dominican and
and is it Trinidad? No,
the Dominican and Haiti together.
Haiti. That's it. Yeah.
Because I know we discovered the Bahamas and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that Hispaniola was like his main.
This hub.
His hub, yeah, where he did the chaos from. But he's basically assumed control of everything. And like I said, most of the sailors were convicts, so it was even more chaos. It wasn't like
Military.
Yeah, it was just people who were already
bad people.
Yeah. So in 1495, which is a few years later from when he first got here, a royal inspector came, who was sent from Spain, who's heard word of like the chaos that's happened.
What's going on here?
Yes, this guy's turned up, and he's arrived. Like, what the fuck's happening here? Like, imagine turning up like to these islands, and there's like convicts everywhere, rebellions, corpses. Yeah, like what you know, like. he's obviously heard rumours, hasn't he, and stuff coming over, and he's like gets there, and he's going to sort it out now.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even go and sort it out? I think he's turned up with a few people as well, but like,
it's not just him on his own. Little dinghy.
yeah.
Can you imagine him and his crew? Like, he's got a clipboard.
Yeah.
He's got a checklist. Corpses, no bad. Fire pillaging, both. It's all going downhill here.
So obviously, it's Christopher Columbus was arrested and taken back to Spain to put on trial for the whole shit. Yeah, because like this was like well against what the Spanish,
because they just wanted the slaves were obviously good.
Yeah,
and the gold was good.
Yeah,
so they just wanted that to keep coming back.
Yeah, I think it was like they just felt it was too morally wrong what was happening.
But what did I know it's morally wrong, but what did they expect at that point?
I know,
because like from what I can get from the story is that they've just gone, listen, mate, you go over there and do your thing.
Yeah.
And bring us this back.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he's done it.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it.
But like, was there anything beforehand when he went to basically the Spanish people, the king and the queen, where they said to him, don't do that?
Yeah.
Or was there anything like, was there a contract they had to sign?
Yeah. no burning houses.
Yeah, maybe it was like, so he's gone back to Spain after his first venture.
Yeah.
And he's gone, there's loads of slaves and gold here.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, cool.
He's hyped him up.
Going, you go back and just keep sending ships back with all these slaves and gold on.
Yeah.
And then slowly there's less and less slaves because he's killing them all. Yeah. And then there's less and less gold because he's just keeping it all for himself.
Yeah.
Like,
nice.
Hang on, Inspector, get out there, find out what's going on.
Yeah.
We're running out of slaves here.
Yeah.
And he's turned up and it's just fucking chaos.
Yeah, just corpses everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like blinged out.
Yeah.
He's
got a big gold throne. Called himself the governor.
Living the life. Well, so he got back to Spain and he had to go to court and do his whole thing. You know, like go to the court case and everything, can talk to the king and the queen and what's happened. And basically, he said there was still gold to be found. So at this point, he still believes there's like, one phrase he said was "there's rivers of gold." So he believes there's just like fucking
endless supply.
Yeah, when really they were only getting like little bits. And he pleaded that there was another continent to the south of all these islands, which in fact was true.
Yeah.
It wasn't the South America. It is there. So basically, with that plea, the king was like,
You go back out there.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, he was right the first time.
Yeah. And I think basically they knew, like, he did have some skills in, like, exploration and travelling.
Yeah, he was clearly seriously talented. Like.
Yeah, like, it'd be a waste if we just fucking arrested him now and executed him.
Oh my god!
You know, like, that type of thing, I think, is like
that's
probably
so morally wrong, though, isn't it? Because they've brought him in because he's doing stuff morally wrong, and they've sent him out, which is morally wrong again.
Yeah.
Oh, these people.
So the king allowed a third voyage.
There's no way.
But this time, after all that chaos, the king said, "You're taking colonists, not like your sailors and convicts."
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite smart, actually, isn't it?
So he said it was 30 women, who probably all raped, I presume.
Yeah, didn't end well for them.
50 farmers, 20 mechanics, 10 gardeners, and then 30 sailors.
Gardeners? What are they going to be doing on ships,
Wait,
mate?
there's how many women? 30 women.
30 women.
And then about 100 men.
all stuck on the ship.
Oh, no.
So there was 6 ships this time instead of the 17 in the second one. But I think, like, with this, he said, like, the main goal was to go and, like, no slaves or anything. It was just to explore the South America continent, you know, that he said.
Yeah.
It was like that was the pure intention of this now with the colonists. Like, we're going to set up, like, so they had gardeners, so I presume, like, the only thing I can get from that is, like, they're going to be living there. They're going to try and live there off the land, stuff
Once
like
they
that.
get there.
Yeah. It's a load of gardeners in ships.
And farmers and stuff, yeah.
Imagine gardeners turn up on the ship, load of plants, big cactus.
He's standing there, isn't he, Christopher Columbus, at this point going, I can't be arsed now.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck this.
I've gone on 2 voyages. I've done my thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've done it all for me. Now I have to do it for this guy.
Yeah, for this.
Fuck this.
I'm sat here with 50 farmers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to just be with all the rapers.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be having fun on my mates.
Yeah, I want to be back in Navidad.
FaceTime and in Rodrigo, like he's pillaging people.
So basically, when they went back, the first 3 ships went to Hispaniola to drop the supplies off. The remaining ships headed south, and in 1498 he founded Trinidad. So that's just off the coast. It's still in the Caribbean, isn't it? Yeah. But it's south. It's just off the coast of.
Well, we had a look a few weeks ago, didn't we? Of like the.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Spread of the Caribbean and how strange, like how close, like Jamaica
there,
is to. What's Jamaica? Dead close to Cuba or something.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, is it Florida?
Florida, yeah. Right off the coast.
Right there. It's bizarre when you look at that, isn't it? Like really peculiar how, like it is all so close.
Yeah.
So basically, he went there. He went to Trinidad. Oh, and I put in brackets one thing he did, and it said that he did it on the 3rd voyage, but I don't know if he did it on the 2nd or first. But the way he attracted the natives, obviously because he can't speak, he danced to them. Whoa. So you got like people to like bang tambourines or make music and dance. Because if you think about it, it's kind of a universal thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like music and people moving to music.
That and sex.
Yeah. He's just raping somebody as well.
Yeah. 2 things, yeah.
Yeah, so he's done the 2 things.
He's done the 2 things.
Yeah, the first 2 voyages were the sex. And now
it's just the dancing,
yeah, he's employing the
now he's gone, I've got loads of Spanish people with me here now, I've got to kind of make a good impression.
Yeah.
He's doing the dancing. So he milled around there for a bit, Trinidad, and I think even at that time he was still on the sly killing the natives.
Looking for gold.
Yeah, looking for gold. I think he still had like the in the back of his mind his own intentions of finding this gold. But he went back to Hispaniola. So we went back to Hispaniola after like milling around Trinidad and the South Continent. I think he only went on the coast. I don't think he actually like explored South America. But I think it was that Trinidad and like around there was where he did most of the exploring. And when he went back to Hispaniola, there was another rebellion going on. So basically this place is just fucked, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's right from the start, it's not been good at all. And like there was fighting between the people he left there, like, because there would be loads of people there now, not just the 39 at the start. Well, they were all dead, but there's loads of people there. They were rebelling against his brother, Columbus's brother, who he put in power on Hispaniola. So there was like a rebellion going on between them two, rather than like, with the natives and all that.
Yeah.
There's a rebellion within the people.
Within
the camp. So it's just ascending into absolute anarchy, isn't it? And Columbus went there, was like, fuck me, what's going on now? And he's like, he tries to set up a treaty. And while he's setting up this treaty, this guy's name is so funny, another government official gets sent out. And this guy is called Francisco de Bobadilla. De Bobadilla. Like, what a name is that? So this guy was sent by Spain to sort out like the next fucking stage of shit that's going on now, fucking anarchy coming on. And he arrests Columbus again and Columbus's 3 brothers and takes them back to Spain.
Can you imagine him turning up and Christopher Columbus going, "Oh, fuck off, Francis."
Yeah.
I can't be arsed with you.
Yeah, leave me.
Columbus has gone back up there to try and sort it all out.
Yeah.
He's come back and he's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. and his mission for this one was like to avoid all that fucking chaos. He's like ended up in it all, doing treaties and shit.
With his 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Imagine the fun they must be having. Like, wow, are we in this pickle?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, he left his brother to run that Hispaniola, so he hasn't done his job at all, hasn't he?
No.
His brother's just, imagine on the ship while he's like happens like both in like handcuffs, and he's like looking at his brother, just like, what the fuck have you done now?
Yeah,
you fucking it all up. So he gets sent back to Spain, and he has another court, like goes to court, and another all that shit.
And he's like, I think I can find another place. And they're like, oh, well, send him on a 4th voyage.
Well, when he was in the court, he pleaded innocence, saying it was ignorance rather than wickedness. And like, there's a lot of like, I've seen a lot of videos and stuff talking about like what Columbus was like, and was he just like ignorant or was he evil? Like, was the stuff that he was doing
I get
evil,
what you're saying.
or was he just driven by this like addiction for gold? I'm like, what? I don't even know. Like, where does it? What is the line with like? Are you born evil, or are you?
Or is he just curious, or just like?
Or is it just like part of the times? That's just it was going to happen with anybody
I think
doing
it's
stuff like that.
What is the idea of evil? Because our idea of evil now in this day and age is different to probably what their idea of evil was back then.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, like killing that amount of people, obviously you can't kill one person today and like fucking that's sound, is it? But he's probably killed hundreds, maybe thousands of people alone.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like,
Yeah. And the
It just
king and
is what it
queen of
is.
Spain probably sat there having killed hundreds of people.
Yeah. So it's all distorted, isn't it?
Yeah,
The moral compass.
Morality
of everything.
is a scale, and you fit like somewhere in between it.
Yeah.
And that morality like changes over time. And now that we've got like more rules and stuff like that, we know the boundaries more, so you can set people on the scale a little bit more. But it's so blended back in that day.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
over the gaff.
I suppose religion played a big part as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like all over the place. That's a good way of putting it. That though, like now we kind of do know the boundaries, don't we?
Yeah. Like now it is evil.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're talking about it now, and he's evil, isn't he? We said ourselves he's a narcissist. He's driven by addiction.
Well, one of the things was when both of the times he returned back to Spain arrested, the people in Spain like loved him and seen him as this like legend.
Yeah.
And when they got off the ship, they had to release him out of his handcuffs because it was like the people couldn't stand seeing him, like arrested for what he's done.
Oh my god!
So to the people, he was like a.
Because he's a celebrity, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's famous
Yeah.
adventurers finding the new land.
Were there any? Because I mean, obviously, there's not like. Were there celebrities back then?
I don't know. I presume like.
Was there theatre and music and stuff? Obviously, but like.
Yeah.
I guess there was. Yeah. I guess there was more like obviously you had royalty.
Yeah, there was
yeah,
royalty.
Yeah.
Everywhere, and then I feel like maybe like cult heroes, like famous
I suppose like through stories. I can imagine like stories would be the biggest one
Yeah.
of spreading the word about people.
Because I'm just trying to compare him to someone in the last 100 years or something from our age, who that would be. Or, of course, not like that, but like someone who's innovated and gone and found something and done something, but isn't necessarily maybe like an Elon Musk. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like a celebrity. And
whereas if Elon Musk came out and he had handcuffs on and he was waving, so everyone would be really upset, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they wouldn't. They'd ask for him to be released, and like they'd want to hear him speak and stuff, wouldn't
because
they?
in like 40 years, all like the robot shit and all that he's doing all became evil and started to end the world.
Yeah.
But right now everyone loves him and he's this innovative celebrity.
Yeah.
And in 40 years, the Terminator's running around.
Yeah. Well, were there laws back in them days to say you can't kill?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, what were the? I presume each place had its own set of laws.
Yeah.
But I suppose was the church like the main like law?
Possibly.
Setting the laws. Like following like religion.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking Assassin's Creed, me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well, when was that set?
Yeah,
that's
what I
like
mean.
same
It's probably
time, isn't it?
Same time.
Yeah. So what were the laws in that?
We can't go around killing people in Assassin's Creed, can you?
Yeah.
The guards will get you.
They got him. They got Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, they got him.
The guards have got him.
Yeah, they hid a knife just stabbing people.
So
blending into the crowd.
So he's gone to Spain.
Yeah.
He's come back to
Spain. Yeah.
But so have the colonists? Have they started to colonize South America? And is that why?
I don't think they're at South America. I think they all went back. I think maybe some at Trinidad, but like them islands in Hispaniola, like they're all there. And it was just him and his three brothers.
Yeah, and
were,
that's
like,
obviously the giant Spanish influence over there. And I bet they were sending ships all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going, Columbus, you go, you take all this, without saying, right, you just go as well.
Yeah.
Go see what you can find down. Just go a bit further south than Columbus is going.
Oh, definitely.
See what you can find.
Well, there was like I said, like the Spanish people were getting rumours of what was going on. So there was obviously people coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Like to
has to be,
to pass the news on. So them people would have been up to all sorts as well, aren't they? They're not just going to be like, go back to Spain for a bit, and then come back.
And it's like Brazil, isn't it, as well? Because that was colonised by the Portuguese.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's colonised by the Portuguese over in...
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, none of the other countries in South America speak Portuguese, do they? They're all Spanish.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, I see.
Apart from Brazil. That'd be interesting to look.
Yeah, see what went on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so while he was on it back in Spain doing his plea of ignorance rather than wickedness, and he also pleaded, I don't know why he did this, but he pleaded for the king and the queen to restore his wealth, because he's obviously accumulated a lot of wealth. And that was one of his things, like, give me all my money back and everything like that.
Oh, so they took his money?
Yeah, I think they just I think everything was going to the king and queen, and then was probably going to get distributed to him. And they're just
when he asked for his 10th of all.
Yeah, all that shit, in the in what it was. And then, so they sent him on a 4th voyage.
So they got out again.
Yeah, this time it was purely for what I said before of making use of his sea traveling skills.
Yeah.
I think it's what you said at the start, where you just make use, just go with him.
Yeah.
Just fucking let him do his.
Yeah, if someone's so talented, then you have to, don't you?
Yeah, someone else is going to use him.
He's going to bring some good back to Spain.
Yeah, and you don't want another place using his.
Spain, France or someone, were they?
Yeah, it's Italy or whatever.
France.
Yeah, it literally happens all the time though. Like if someone, there's movies of Shawshank Redemption's one of them. Catch Me If You Can. They used him at the end for fraud checks and stuff, and he went and worked in the FBI for 30 years. That's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you would use him.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but
yeah, just keep on him.
Why bring him back then again? Just come on, just send him off and do his thing.
Yeah, just let him do his thing.
So he's gone just to start mapping away at whatever he finds.
Well, the 4th voyage, he was ordered to stay away completely from those islands.
That he's already discovered.
Yeah, Hispaniola, Cuba, all that. It was do not interfere with, we're just going to leave them to, the people there, and they're going to try and restore order.
Yeah, because I bet they've sent people from Spain over there by now.
He's
try and sort everything.
Yeah, that's it. And they're don't get involved.
Don't go and interfere, because they'll just fuck it all up again.
Yeah. So his was purely a voyage of discovery, the very first one.
It's all come full circle.
Yeah. So basically, he got to Honduras. He bypassed them all and got to Honduras, and he actually found loads of gold. He found his gold. It was in abundance everywhere. I think there was it said the Panama coastline as well, but is that on the other side of South America, or is that still on the east side?
I'm not sure. I feel like when we looked, I feel like Panama and Honduras were pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. So all around there, that's where his dreams come true. He found just gold everywhere. Imagine after going through all this shit, and you only had to go a bit further into inland, didn't you? To the actual mainland.
Yeah.
And he's finding all this gold. So he found all this gold, and then that's it. Yeah. So he found all this gold and got it home, and they got stuck in storms and stuff. And they couldn't sail back, so he sailed to Jamaica, and they got stuck at Jamaica for a year with all his gold, and they were stuck there. I think they were shipwrecked or something. They couldn't leave. So something happened to the ships. So imagine that, being stuck in Jamaica for a year with all your gold. You're probably living the life as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything now,
because they don't know the value of gold anyway. They're
not going to steal it. Yeah, just chill on the beach for a year.
Yeah.
That's all right, isn't it? Basically, so while I was at Jamaica, and he was chilling there for a year, another ship came past and saved him, and took all his stuff and saved him. But it was going to Hispaniola.
Oh.
So he's fuck, with all my gold,
I can't go.
I cannot get here.
I'll stay.
So for some reason, I don't know how, but he managed to escape off the ship onto another ship with all his stuff. And I think a few other people with him, his crew. And fled back to Spain in 1504. With all his gold. And that was it. That was his happy ending.
Yeah.
Got all his gold.
And that was it.
But to be honest though, he died. I think he died 2 years later.
Oh, he didn't get to enjoy his wealth.
He got ill. And died. I don't know what he died of.
In front of his sons. They say he was poisoned.
Poisoned? What?
I swear that I can't. I didn't read enough into that.
What?
So we might have to save that for another little part 2 on Christopher Columbus. But
Yeah.
they said there was when I was talking about like his sons were pleading him like, what is our real name? Who are we? Yeah, and they were saying like he was either died of old age or got ill or something, or they say he was poisoned.
What?
So they were almost like left like the not what were the causes, but who was.
I'm putting my money on Rodrigo getting him back.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Yeah. But that's what I was talking about, like not knowing who he is. So you saying he was born in? They say he was an illegitimate son of like the Prince of Portugal or something.
Yeah.
So he was born in Portugal to royalty.
Oh, I get
and
it.
the ones that the videos I was watching, they were like DNA testing. Everyone. So I think it's confirmed he's Portuguese. Like
What?
because they say he was Italian.
Yeah.
Obviously he had all his writings, all his notes and everything. He wrote a lot.
Yeah.
He wrote one poem in Italian out of everything.
So
What?
yeah,
Everything else was Portuguese, Spanish. They said he spoke Latin, Hebrew, everything.
it does point towards it, doesn't it?
Bloody hell. Is that maybe why he was like, he got let off by the king so many times as well? Because maybe the king knew he was royalty.
Possibly, yeah. I think there was something about like someone knew he was
Illegitimate
Someone knew it.
to royal blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did get away with a lot of things. I mean, he did have the talent, but also like through that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting up to all sorts
I don't know
there.
whether like Isabel and it was Isabel and
Ferdinand.
So they were seeing if he was related to them, and the only way they could do it was by getting DNA from they had like a 2-year-old son who's buried with them,
Yeah.
and they were trying to get DNA from that son.
Oh.
The Spanish authorities wouldn't let it happen. So then they were like, right, we'll go to this Portuguese royal's sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And they went in and they didn't want to open it, so they put a tiny little camera through, and it was empty.
Oh,
There
what?
was nothing in there.
So
What?
Yeah.
So, wait, whose sarcophagus was that?
I can't remember what there's some prince of Portugal, or something like a count or a duke or something.
And he was supposed to be in there,
yeah,
and he wasn't.
yeah, and that's who they say his dad is.
Oh, his dad.
That's who they say Christopher Columbus's
I
dad
see,
is.
Yeah.
holy shit.
What? Yeah. So there's like could be some dodgy stuff going on there. Well, I was right. He's the way he was buried. He was buried in Spain,
Yeah,
and then he was buried in Portugal. Then he was buried in Hispaniola, then Cuba,
God.
yeah.
then back in Spain. He was moved around like 4 or 5 times, like all over the place.
It's like Voldemort and the 5 Horcruxes, isn't it? Have to destroy them all.
Destroy him. Yeah, get rid of it.
I know.
Yeah, so they say there's parts of him in all those different countries, don't they?
Is that it?
His
Yeah.
tombs, yeah.
Yeah. And-
So parts. So like they've took so they've cut up his body.
Well, he's been buried in like a tomb and like
Like a pile of bones.
at a church at one place. They built this lovely place, and then he's been moved somewhere else to another one where they built something else, but they left something behind.
Yeah.
That's so heavy.
And I think a lot of places don't know where he is now, isn't it? Like his resting point now.
Because it's all of them. That's the way it should be. I say they should have put him on a boat and just sail them out to sea.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Let him go wherever he
They
wants.
should have buried him in India.
Yeah,
That's where he's trying to go.
that's it, yeah.
Just drop him off there.
That was his obsession. At
Yeah.
first,
I'd have chose a vault, like a gold vault.
Yeah,
That's what
just
I did
in there.
love, just with a lot of gold.
But his,
Honduras.
his tombs are mad, aren't they? Like, have you seen the pictures of? I think it's the Spanish one. It must be his main one.
Yeah,
where
what's
he was
that
first
like?
Buried. It's crazy, like a big. It's. I'm sure it's outside the front of like the building.
Yeah.
His tomb like suspended in the air.
What?
That's a cool tomb.
Yeah, definitely.
Christopher Columbus, eh? What a mad
Madman.
motherfucker.
Another thing I wrote right at the end that I don't know where it went in, but he was obviously crazy to a degree, and he wrote a book called The Apocalyptic Prophecies, and it was basically he was that crazy. He had loads of ideas of how the world was going to end. But that's like odd in itself, because if you got a prophecy, you think that's true. You're not going to be like thinking other ones that's going to be as well, isn't it?
Multiples.
Yeah, multiples.
Yeah, it could be this, could be that. He just knows the earth's going to end, but he doesn't know how.
Yeah,
It's just-
and he said like a lot of it was to do with like the Holy Land and like fighting wars against like Islam and all that. And he even tried to like because he published it. That'd be a mad book to read.
that was his early obsession, wasn't it? Like the Holy Land and all that.
Yeah, And imagine reading that book, like what the fuck, like his ramblings on like prophecies of the world ending.
Did you see if
he
you can
tried
get
to give it on, like tried to like preach. I think it was like the king,
Yeah.
and the queen, and people, and like imagine what they must have thought. It's
Yeah.
like fucking hell.
Fucking crazy guy.
Yeah.
Have to keep him around because he's good at this fucking
Yeah.
reading maps.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, it's Christopher Columbus there. He's going to say that an asteroid's going to hit one day. Or
Yeah, just go along with it.
That's
Go
like,
along with
like Jim Jones was like that, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly like that.
He
Wasn't
had
it?
all the end of the world preachings and stuff, and
Maybe that's one of the traits of like being an absolute maverick.
Yeah,
It's like
well,
end of the world preaching.
Some things I like to do is like pick like these people and drop them into a different time. So like drop him in now and what he'd be. Would he
Yeah,
like
what
be? Would he be a weirdo that's making conspiracy theory TikToks?
yeah,
Or would he be like a capitalist billionaire that's like force people to work for him and stuff like that?
Yeah, he's got his own Squid Games.
What would he explore? he wouldn't be able to explore anything, would he? He'd go to those islands where you're not supposed to go to.
Oh yeah, the one in like near India.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They've
he'd
still
just
got
be
the
dead
cannibals
there.
on and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think if he was dropped in here now, I'd say he'd either be in like the back room of a pub, drunk, just like the guy that everybody avoids, just
Yeah.
like rambling on to people. Or he's like the complete opposite. He's like almost
Celebrity.
like Elon Musk level, just like
Innovative.
crazy, doing like mad stuff that people can't.
Because he was clearly like a highly intelligent person, wasn't
Yeah, he was capable. If he 4 voyages going to different places,
Yeah.
exploring the place. And I think like he obviously wasn't a leader of people on land
No.
with all the
No.
chaos, but he could. He's led people in a way, hasn't he? To like,
on a ship, maybe. Yeah, and as well, like he's got those qualities, and most people say that people that are as intelligent as people like that are borderline crazy. Like that you're flipping between the two constantly.
Mm.
it's like
So-
it's like it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah,
it makes sense, and he's got all those qualities. As I said before, like like you can't be a leader without being such a pushy, narcissistic person.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
can't. You
Yeah.
just can't.
yeah. You end up like too agreeable, don't you, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he probably is one of the world's great leaders. Like, I can't imagine me taking 30 convicts or something on a ship. But the biggest thing is setting up a port and then telling, like, how many did
39.
39 of them. So
To
you
run
stay here and run this.
Yeah.
And them to, like, listen to him to a degree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get any supplies.
Yeah.
You're gonna run this fort that we've built ourselves.
Yeah.
Mental guy.
It was.
Well, that's it. That's the story of Columbus. That's
Yeah.
what I got.
We
Well
managed
done,
to.
Steve.
So what was when did he go to? Did he found the United States of America?
Well, I don't think he even went to the United States of America,
No.
didn't he?
Who was it? Because they celebrate Columbus Day, don't they? And it
Yeah.
was the big argument over like
Yeah, I think it's they just say it's him, don't they? Because he found like
the Americas.
the Americas.
That's because there's so many stories about him, like the rape and the murder of the Native Americans and stuff as well, isn't there?
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because they had Columbus Day and they don't celebrate that anymore, do they? Because they realise like it's highly offensive to all the
Yeah, to
people
all-
of Native American descent
Yeah.
and stuff.
They are backwards them over there.
Yeah.
I guess because he'll have gone to wherever he went, Bahamas, Cuba, the first place he went, and
Yeah.
the people are just spread, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think like he was milling around all those islands. He might have even like just stopped off on the coast. He probably was, yeah, stopping off on the coast of America.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can't think. I'm sure I'm sure there's famous stories about Columbus in America.
Yeah,
There must be.
That could be another podcast.
yeah. His
Columbus in America.
his adventures in America.
That's it. Or maybe it's John Smith, like in not Pinocchio, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
John Smith going over the Englishman.
Yeah, that's like a proper English name, that as well.
Yeah. What is it? We need to do something about the colonization of America because
Yeah, well, isn't it?
it can't be then because how old is America?
No, but America was like,
The United States of America.
yeah, that was like well after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was when
exactly.
it was formed with the founding fathers.
Yeah.
But it was still around for a few hundred years before that, with
Yeah.
like the colonists. It was the what's the town? There's like a town, Roanoke Island.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's that, and that was like one of the first ones, and then it begins with a J, I think. I want to say Jonestown. It's not Jonestown. There's a few towns I think where like the colonists went.
To the first First colonists over to America.
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like I could go down a rabbit hole on all this colonisation.
Yeah.
Like even Australia with the convicts going over and stuff.
Oh yeah. You can go. Think of that. Like you just get.
There's some crazy stories about all that.
Yeah.
Well, would you take that if you were a prisoner and you just like get? You're either going to stay in your cell here, just rot, or you go to Australia.
But you're going to what did they do with them?
Like work and
I don't know.
Oh no, they built like a town, didn't they?
Did they? Built Sydney.
Yeah, they just built Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'd take it.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
definitely take it.
Better than sitting in a cell.
I don't know. I feel like they kept them on ships and stuff.
Yeah,
Boy, because what year was that? That'd have been.
it was like 1700s.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when James Cook, but like he found like Australia.
Did he? Oh, well, he's like the Cook Islands and all that over.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
those ways.
Yeah, he did like all crazy stuff around there.
He sailed like the open ocean, didn't he? And just discovered whatever. Because
Yeah.
like the Cook Islands are just like
In the middle of nowhere.
just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, how do you navigate to them?
Yeah.
Like you're like 1 degree off, and
That's
you end up like
accidental, that.
completely. Yeah. There's no way you only ever come across them by coming across them.
Yeah. Like Columbus knowing if I go west, I'm either gonna hit something or come back. Oh, I'm gonna be back.
Yeah, you're gonna come back round,
Cook must have just been like, I'm just gonna fucking
go in one direction,
gonna go.
see what you hit.
Stumble across this island with
Yeah.
nothing on it.
Fuck me. Well, there's a lot of stuff with Columbus with Cook about like around his time there was like big changes in like navigation.
Yeah. Is he after Columbus?
Yeah, he's like a good few. I think
A few hundred years.
yeah. I think one thing with Cook was something to do with like the clock. They had like a new type of like timekeeping that was like solid, because back then Columbus they'd keep time with like the sand, like a sand thing.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't like
the flipper.
Yeah, like what the fuck's that? Like what's that relative to?
Yeah, that's relative to the times.
Yeah.
On the day it was made back
Yeah.
in Spain.
That's it, yeah. Or they had like clocks, like timers.
Yeah.
But like what are they relative to? There's no set thing. And the problem with like the clocks then were like mechanical, they couldn't handle like the like the weather and like changing temperature and all that. It was never accurate.
Yeah.
Whereas with Cook, I think like that was like the first time there was like
You could take a working, reliable clock.
Yeah, that was accurate. And that like I think you can navigate I don't know, a different way with like a clock properly.
Yeah. I guess if you could probably find out where you were if you knew the time, and then in relation to the location of you're looking at the sun at the same time.
Yeah.
You kind of work out whereabout you are probably
Easy.
somewhere.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's fucking.
It's insane how
like,
they had to do it.
I get what you're saying there, but then like to a degree, I'm like, how do you like really implement that?
Oh no! Thinking about it, how you would actually do that?
Yeah.
It sends my mind into just no.
I bet like using the Columbus, like the ways he would do it with working out your longitude and latitude, using the position of the sun and the stars and the sextants and stuff.
Yeah.
And then using the, because that they basically tell. Surely I don't even know. I can't. You can't even work it out.
Yeah.
No,
we need to get someone on who like knows it. Who can
Who knows how to do it?
Yeah, give us a lesson.
That's gonna be hard to find, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the museum.
Yeah. Some random sailor
Yeah.
in museum, some old guy.
Go to the Maritime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there could be.
that.
That'll say loads of stuff there, wouldn't
I
it?
used to work there.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it was alright. It was
What?
good. Yeah, there'll be people there that know that.
Yeah.
Know that shit. Yeah,
But they've got some sextants.
Oh no, yeah, some sextants lying around.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Right. How long have we done?
An hour and 20.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's flown.
Yeah.
The
That's like-
ramblings.
That's like the good amount of time, I think.
Yeah.
A healthy amount.
It's a good listen, that as well. An hour 20.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it is too. I learned so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. Same
Right.
here.
Cheers, Steve. That was
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
outstanding. And do we know what we're doing next week?
I don't think so.
Are we going to change it a little bit and all do a bit of research on one thing and come in and have a
Ooh.
full discussion?
Shall we?
A three-way, a triangle.
Yeah, just to get some
Pythagoras
deep discussion in. Maybe something controversial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about some human psychology stuff and get into the deep stuff like that, but unless we can...
Yeah, some deep mind stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll work something out, won't we?
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that.
Right, guys?
Okay.
thanks, Steve, and thanks for listening. And next week we'll be back with some more crazed ramblings.
This was brought to you by Merdley Productions.